native of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Professor Belay has been concerned about Africa lagging in the digital connectivity. And given the social fabric of African societies, as you know, with relatively low income levels, it was really important for him to create mobile, simple, and affordable devices with a high level of dust resistance, water resistance, facial recognition, and fingerprint detection. Now, Professor Belay created Okapi Mobile in collaboration with his wife, Dr. Léa Belay, who is here with us today. And their cell phone company designs and manufactures cell phones to meet high demands at a very, very competitive price point. Okapi opened shops in over 40 stores and generated employment, mentorships, and entrepreneurships in the DRC and other African countries. Now, Professor Belay, you are a role model for many founders, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Let's give him a really warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Madame Mana. Distinguished participants in this meeting, I say good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by thanking the International Monetary Fund, the Financial Corporation, the International Financial Corporation, et aussi la Confédération Générale de l'Entreprise du Maroc. So, the title of this meeting, this talk, is a designing African product for African market. Is it this product will be just for African market, or is it just an African product? It's not just African product, because to sell something in a particular continent or a particular country, we need first to see the requirement, the criteria that work with this country or this continent. Before I start my talk, I see in my bios that was described by Madame Mana. She pointed out what I do for a living. I'm a nuclear physicist from MIT, and I teach in the field for the last 25 years. Also, I do many other things besides that. That's why we talk about Okapi. When she talked about where I work in the laboratory for nuclear science. And the nuclear science, nuclear physics, I'm sorry, is a physics. When we talk about the physics, we talk about everything around us. This sound from the microphone, this light, this building, everything is a physics. Everything comes from physics. That means if somebody is very involved in the physics research, he can be able to do many things that he will be able to do if he have time and the money to do that. So, what we start doing now is to try to solve one problem that we see in Africa. 6 years ago, I was sitting and reading news from Africa. I see the penetration of the electronic device in Africa was growing. And I say myself, that is maybe in the eyes of the economists or the financial people. But for me as a scientist, I need to see what is the criteria that make this growing and how this will happen. When I started checking, I come out with something. The criteria for Africa to have an electronic device is, first of all, they can be low cost, affordable for African people. That's the first. The second one is a technical configuration of the device. And in many devices, we have an electronic device, we have what we call the electromagnetic energy that comes from the phone. So many countries around the world, they have a regulation about that. It's not the case for many African countries. So if you go under this regulation, you put your people.
Oui, la série continue. Voilà, ça c'était prof Jean Bélé. Il explique comment il a évolué, comment il a configuré le téléphone, qu'est-ce qui lui a poussé de faire ça, parce qu'il a vu donc une opportunité qui est venue d'ailleurs au moment opportun, pour dire ça comme ça, pour créer un téléphone qu'on appelle Okapi. Aujourd'hui, Okapi Mobile, Okapi Mobile. Alors, pour ne pas beaucoup parler, il y a une autre partie ici. Il va expliquer, merci. Ça, c'est la démonstration du téléphone dans l'eau.
Is the phone working? And I put it in the water. I wish that we could have a big ball, but we have a small one. And you see the phone is still there. It didn't die. It can stay there for 1 day.
There's no camera there.
And you know that occasionally it can stay there for 2 days or 3 days, but it will still working. When I take it, because it's here, it's working. When we talk about the African product, it's not just for Africa, as I say. It's for everybody. But we need to have a requirement, because African people, as I said, they live in a condition, they need perfect system for them. But those systems can work everywhere. And it can be also affordable for everybody. The big problem here is how to make this such technological advance and in a low price. Because that is the problem. Because I know you guys, you are economists, you are asking yourself the question, how can you do that? Because African people cannot access credit to buy phone, like in the other continent. They don't have the money. They are rich because they have a farm, they have villages, they have kids, they are rich, but they don't have money. They don't have access to the credit to buy phone. But it's different from other areas around the world.
Voilà, ça c'était prof Jean Bélé expliquant comment le téléphone peut être trempé dans l'eau sans que ça soit affecté. Voilà, bravo encore une fois. Ça, c'était donc l'introduction du téléphone Okapi. Ça, c'était au Maroc. Voilà. Et je crois que nous allons prendre prof Jean Bélé dans notre émission pour qu'il nous explique en plus ce qui se passe autour du téléphone Okapi. Okapi Mobile. Félicitations encore, prof Jean Bélé, le savant congolais, la fierté du Congo. Voilà. Merci, partagez.